Okay, let us start the class. Today, we will try to understand file handling in Java. Okay, so first of all, let me create the create Java project, and then no build tools under this VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Suppose if you are using computer in Visual Studio Code, okay, otherwise, if you are using your mobile directly, you can go for JB Drive app. Okay, now come here, select any folder. Under the PC, under the C drive, any, here I have VS Code Java, select the folder and a file name, type a file name. Today we are going to understand how the files will be handled in Java, file handling in Java. Means input and output operations by the use of IO package, input and output package. Okay. Here give a file name, input, output. Okay. Now enter. So maximize this one under this source. You change this source file app.java. I told you many times, this is the default. Once you create a Java project, this default .java app.java file, you need to change its name as per your convenience. Okay, rename. Here I want to make this source file as input and output. Okay, input, output. Okay, because today we are trying to understand input and output operations. Okay, how to write into a file, read the file, delete the file, okay, update the file. So input and output operations, they deal with the create a file, read the file, update the file, delete the file. Okay, these operations which are related with the input and output operations. Okay, so now this is my source file. Okay, now your source file become input output.java. I told you that as per the source file, your file name must be equal to your source file. So your now main class name changed. This is your main class. Main class always started with the capital letter. Main class, its name, change it to input output. This is the main method. So this is what main method. I told you that Java compiler looks for the main method and whatever the instructions after the written under the main method. So compiler starts from there to execute, compile them, and after that execution will be done. Okay. So now little bit we will try to understand what is topic. We need to write file handling in Java. File handling in Java. This is the topic today. So under this, we will try to understand file handling means creation of the file, creation of file. Okay, next, reading of the file, reading, comma, updating of file, updating, deletion. So all these operations, creating a file, reading a file, updating a file, deletion of the file, all these operations today we will try to understand which are related with the files. Okay. So they will come under file handling. Okay. Now I want to comment here some points which are related with this. Here, input output package means our IO package will be used, but that IO package has many classes and methods. Okay, many classes. This IO package has classes and methods to do above operations. To do above operations means creation of the file, reading of file, updating, deletion of file. So this IO package that is part of your Java main package, IO package sub package. Okay. So that package, I told you that package is nothing but it is a directory or a folder. Many times I told you that. So as we know very well, a folder may have many files. A folder or directory may have many files. So in same manner, package is equal to, you can feel it as a folder or directory. So package may have many classes and classes have the methods, and that methods will be accessed either by object, creating of object. If you access them as with the object, so object methods. Otherwise, if you simply access them with the class names, they are class methods. Okay. So let us see. And after that, see, one more point I want to brief here. That is what here Java uses stream concept. Stream is nothing but a flow of data. Okay. So Java uses stream concept here. Stream concept. Stream means input stream, output stream. So input stream means we are whatever typing from standard input device, so that will be converted into bytes. Okay, that is a stream of data. Okay, stream concept like input stream and output stream. So output stream, so what is our standard device to see output? Our standard output device is equal to our monitor. Okay. So output stream means data. It is like a stream means flow of water. If you feel it, flow of water will be called as a stream. So here flow of data. So either from keyboard, standard input device keyboard. So you are sending from keyboard to out as output stream. Okay. So for your monitor, you are receiving the input. Okay. So you can feel it as input stream and output stream. Okay. As I told you, that stream of data, I mean, a flow of data. Simply you can call it as a flow of data. Input stream means you are getting from your standard input device, that is your keyboard. So output stream means a stream data, flow of data to be given to your monitor. Okay, you simply understand that. Okay. Now let us see how to write the, first of all, we will create a file. First of all, we will create a file. So before that, so source of information here, Java app will, I will give a diagram to you. Okay, simply I want to show some diagram. That's why you will get some word. See, by this diagram, try to understand our source of input source is what? File, otherwise console, and socket. In the previous classes, in socket programming, whenever two devices are communicating with each other, So last sessions, I tried to conduct socket programming. So I told you that socket is nothing but a software interface. At that socket, the server will wait for the connection of the client. So whenever client is sending, so server will receive that from the socket. So from the socket, it will receive this type of information like what bits. Okay. So it is source of information. A file, you are getting some information from file, otherwise console. That information, it is a flow of data. So it is called input stream is coming from file, console, a socket. So that source of information, mean input stream, okay, that will be read by, that input stream will be read by, okay, that 101010, that will be read by Java application. And okay, after that it will be sent to the destination. So one more file under the destination means a file to be written, okay, with the output stream. Output stream means whatever the information coming as a input, okay, and that input will be read by the Java application, and that input will be written into file, otherwise console, socket. Suppose if you feel that this is the socket, at this socket client is sending, okay, Java application reads that information and it will be sent to that socket through server. Okay. So you can simply understand it. Input stream is coming and that will be written to the file. Okay. So now we will try to understand how to write the code, for to create a file. First of all, to create a, simply now no any theory, simply we write the create the files. How to create the file? First of all, to create the file, first of all, you need to do what? You need to import a package. That is what in the previous classes, no, some students requested me that, sir, how to start the coding. How to start the coding. That is very important. No? Some have asked that, sir, I am not able to generate the logic and I am in confusion that where to start and where should I finish. So that is simply asking. Na? So I told you that in previous classes, you create the algorithm. First, na, I told you that if anybody is in confusion how to write the code, first of all, you write the algorithm. That is very important. Nothing but algorithm is what? Sequence of steps, sequence of statements, otherwise instructions. Okay, sequence means a sequence. Okay, that is very important. Huh? If you randomly you write the instructions, no, so that random instructions will not resolve a problem. So if you want to solve a problem, sequence of instructions, otherwise statements, to solve a problem, is called algorithm. So here our problem is what? To create a file, to create the file. Okay. So to create the file, first write the algorithm. So many times I told you the students, whenever they attended the classes, they are in confusion that how to start the coding, sir. Simply first you think some steps, some instructions, you write on paper, otherwise generate in your mind. First of all, our problem is what? To create a file in Java. So first of all, to create that file, Java, we need to study any class and class methods. They are part of the package. So we must be we need to find out that any class is there. Otherwise, any package is there, which will be used for creation of the file, reading of that file, and update the file and delete the file. So these all operations we can do by any class is there. Yeah, a class is there. We need to study that. So first import that algorithm. First step, First step of the algorithm. First step. What is that? Import that. Import the package which is related with your, which is which supports above operations. Above operations which are related with the operations related with what? Input output operations. Okay, these file creation, reading, updating, deletion. So import the package which supports above operations related with files. Okay, so after that, next step, I am first of all, okay, I am creating algorithm. That is very important. Why? Because no, I have conducted many classes, but I found some students, they are so weak. They are not able to write the single line code. So that moment I felt that, yeah, how it is very sad. I have conducted this much of classes. Almost I am going to finish Java and Python from core to intermediate level. After that, I need to go for advanced Java. Okay. First of all, they are not able to understand that basic and intermediate Java, core Java and intermediate. After that, I need to go for advanced Java. Okay, somewhat Spring frameworks, some servlet. Okay, so many are which are part of that is what your advanced Java. So until unless you don't have the basics, so even though you are not able to write the instructions from where to start, where to finish, so that's why I felt that okay, yeah, I need to focus on what algorithm. Algorithm is what? Nothing but to write the instructions step by step to solve a problem. Our problem is what? To create the file. First write. First we need to get a package because Java is totally, it is inbuilt packages and inbuilt classes and methods. You can create your own classes and your methods and they will be part of your own package. That is user defined package. But here to complete the task, we need to write the steps, import the package. After that, once that is what package is imported, and within that package, you need to study that any class is there which will support these operations. Next step two, we need to understand any class of above package. Which package? This. Here we are importing that package. As per this package, I'm writing the code here. Huh? As per this package, first for this, I am writing the code import. Okay. What is the package? Java.io dot. This is. Okay. As per this is the main package Java. Under this sub package input output. Okay. If you keep your mouse now, you will get the all related. Okay. So if you keep your mouse, Java in-out package. In-out is a provides for system input and output through data streams. I told you that data stream means flow of data. Whether that data that is being sent from your standard input device, that is what your keyboard. Okay. And you are getting output stream to your monitor. So that moment you are able to see that on the monitor. So these are called output stream and input stream, data input streams. Huh? This package will be used. So as per this first statement, I have written the code java.io.file. File is what? It is a class. So we need to understand any class of class from that IO package, class from package. Next is what? For above operations. For above operations. What are the operations? Reading, create that, create the file, read the file, update the deletion. So here our class is what? File. Okay. For first step and second step, I have written this code. After that, next is what? Okay. Next, we need to third point algorithm. We need to look back, check back. Okay. For any methods, I told you that methods are from where, even though this algorithm, no, it is not only for Java, any language, C, C++, Java, Python, C Sharp, any language you are writing, Kotlin, R language, Go language, any language. If you are so perfect and you are very versatile, skilled programmer, there is no, you can create your algorithm in your mind, sequence of steps. So you are the beginner and you can't create the steps in mind step by step. So write on paper, but practice first. Okay, as per that, first create one step. Okay, after that, code for that related code. Okay, next is what we need to check back for any methods. Okay, methods of what? Methods of class. That class from here, file class is here. Okay, so next is what? Any methods of class, that class, we need to check back for any methods of that class. Which class? Any class which is related with, if I am feeling here file class that will be used here to for the input and operations. If I am not successful, I need to check back another file, sorry, another class. Okay, here file is a class. Okay, that is part of your input output package. Myself, I am feeling that I will get the help. I will get the help from this file class. Okay, if it will not support, then I need to check back another class. So thoroughly we need to study about that packages, otherwise theory. Okay, now come down here. So we need to check back for any methods of that class. So any methods of that class which will support these operations, creation of the file, reading of the file. Okay. So any methods of that class which will support, which will support for above operations. Support for above operations. Same above operations means creation of the file, like whatever. No need to say again and again. Now, next is what? Once, next step. Okay. Now, you find out that you found some methods. Okay, they will be used. We can use the for creation of the file. First, our task is what? To create the file. So now here, create objects. Because no, I told you that once it is method concerning, so you need to create the object. So without the object, you can't access that methods of that class. So first, next step is what? Fourth step, algorithm. If you practice like this, no, surely you will have somewhat enhancement in your programming. So even though those are very beginners, no, they can start the coding. So as I told you that, no, one is that uh, start the beginning, okay, until unless you don't want you don't want write anything on paper, you don't want to type anything on your computer. So you start first, okay, and then it will give errors, compile errors, syntax errors, whatever, and try to understand the whatever the compiler is stating. So you need to understand that compile, whatever the compiler stating, you need to be as a programmer, you must be aware of that. Okay. So next is what? Create what? Object. For object for what? Object for class. What class? This class. Okay. So once object created, then access that method. Okay. Next, fifth step is what? access the method. Yeah, use that method. Use the method related with, first our topic is what? Creation of file. Our topic is what? Where is our question? To create the file. Na? So use the method, otherwise access the method. Why? Because no, normally we will use this access word here because no, method will be accessed by the object, otherwise class name. So access the method related with what operation? File creation. File creation. Okay. So until unless you don't have written like this, no, you feel that yeah, how to start the coding here. So how to start, how to finish, from where, how to get the ideas, logic generation, problem solving. So problem solving, what you know, if you do many questions, if you practice and practice makes man perfect. If you are solving many, initially if you are not able to generate and you read how they are solving examples, you practice by reading of that, by understanding that problems, and gradually if you practice solve 100 examples, automatically 101 example you will be ready to do that by your knowledge. Okay. So without keeping your efforts, without studying of the theory, and if you feel that there, I will, okay, write the code, you need to start from the basic. Okay. How to write the first program in Java, and then data types are what, and then operators, variables, okay, literals, identifiers. So like that, if you start, then gradually little bit try to understand if else statements, loops, for loop, while loop, okay, do while loop, for each loop, and then you need to understand oops concepts, class, object. What is class, object, method is what, attributes are what, class variables, instance variables are what, local variables are what. Okay, after that, basic pillars of object oriented programming, that is what, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction. Like that, gradually you need to improve gradually. Okay. So then, so once you are building your efforts towards understanding that, so gradually then collection frameworks, arrays, array list, linked list, hash map, hash, okay, hash set, like that. Collection frameworks, data structures, you are understanding. So gradually, that is what exception handling, how to handle the errors, runtime, compile time errors are what, runtime exceptions, how exceptions will be thrown. Okay. So try catch blocks. So like that. So you need to build up that. Okay. Then when this is what, you know, myself always I feel that the students who are sound in theory, if they know a lot of theoretical concepts, surely they can be able to write the code. If you don't have much what you don't know, that what is package, what is class, methods, exceptions are what, you don't know, try catch block, what is the role of try catch, you don't know that, nothing, but because you don't want to study them, you simply you want to go for shortcut coding. You searched the Google search engine, and then code you found that, and you copy and paste, but you don't know how it is being executed. If you anybody ask that brief the code, you are not able to, what is the meaning of that, you are not able to explain that code. So for that, no, you develop yourself, like as I am briefing that, first of all, suppose file handling, under the file handling in Java. So I told you that creation of file, reading, updating, deletion of files. For that, first operation, creation of the file. So for that algorithm, I told you that package and that classes which are in the package, which are related with the methods which will be support. for the creation of the files. So first, this code. Okay. Then I told you that create the object for that class. So create, let us see. Okay. We will create the object. Second step, create the object for class. Many times I told you that syntax, here you will stuck yourself. So how can I create the object for the class? You surely, because now you want to go for shortcuts, but you don't have an idea how to write, how to create the object. You have not studied that. So that's why don't go for shortcuts. Okay. Now syntax, syntax to create the object. That is where many in the many classes I told you that many class syntax to create the object for class, any class. Okay, any class from any package. Okay, for any class. Some syntax is here. That is what syntax is what for class name. First class name. That is very important. Class name. Next object name. Any object name you can take. My name you is equal. This is the syntax. New keyword compulsory. New keyword will be used to create the object. So what is the use of object? Everything I have briefed in the previous classes. You go there and refer from there, object-oriented programming, and that is what object and classes. Class name, however, I will give a little bit of focus over here. And then class name here. Class name. Okay. After that, brackets. Next, bracket means parents, semicolon. This is the syntax. As per this, you need to create the object. First, class name. Second line of code. This is the first line of code and second line of code. So what is the next is what? Class name. What class name I want to use here? File. Okay, that is file. Okay, this is the class name. Next, as I told you that this VS Code, it will give a lot of help to us. Okay, it will give a lot of help to you. You accept this one. So as per your syntax, it has supported how to write the code. Class name, my class name is equal to file, that is part of my input output package. And then file, this is called file, but it is called what? As per object name. So you would be in somewhat confusion. This is the file capital, this small file. So you will be confusion. So you simply keep in front of that object, OBJ, object file. Because in future, in further, whenever you go for a big program, 1,000 lines of code, 1,500 lines of code, you are writing so many objects you are creating. Every time you keep object, OBJ, OBJ. So you will be in confusion. I told you that you need to keep the names very appropriate names as per your task. As per task, everything object, okay, and variables and class attributes, instance variables, okay, any user defined classes you are creating. This is what here, huh? Why I have changed this class name main class as input output. If I want to change it is student. So student is not suitable. Input output, because today's class is file handling. The file handling which is related with the input output operations. Taking the input from standard keyboard device, input device, and process that input. Okay. So so file handling related with the input output operations, and our package is also input output package. So I have kept my source file name input output dot java. So if my source file is input output dot java, surely my main class name will be equal to my source file. So like that, I told you that you need to keep the names suitable. So here file, class name file, and your object name file. So that will be somewhat ambiguous, confusion. So put obj file. Okay, this object is created for file class. Okay, object name. Okay, you can keep any XYZ here. XYZ, my name, Raj, location is class attending, location name, anybody's name, school, but suitable name. Next, new keyword, that is very compulsory. I told you. After the class name again, here, new class name. After that, brackets. You keep the brackets here. Then after termination with the semicolon. That is very important. Huh? Okay, the first line, second line of code we have written under the main method means object created. So here many times I told you that this is called what your constructor. You must be understand that this is constructor. So constructor, many times I told you that what is the role of constructor. In the previous classes, I told you that what is the role of object, okay? Who will, in which memory object will be created in heap memory of RAM, random access memory, object will be created and its reference. Its reference means in which memory location the object is created, that memory location will be stored in stack memory as a variable, reference variable. Okay, that reference variable will be holding the memory address of that object created in heap memory. Okay. So this constructor, I have briefed in the previous classes what is the role of this constructor to allocate the object, the memory for the object memory allocation for the object, the main role of the constructor. So it will allocate the memory for this object. Okay. And then next, one more in the previous classes, I told you that the constructor, one more role is to update the class attributes. Okay. Somewhat like that, you can refer from the previous classes. Constructor, I have conducted so many classes and kept in our repository YouTube. You please refer from there. So now second step, create object for class. Now access the method related with file creation. Now any method, if any method is there, that method I told you that how can that method, if you put dot operator, we will get, I told you that all that method of that class, the class is file and object file dot. If you put all that methods, you will get from here. Okay. Here, our operation is creation, create the file, na? Create the file. So you see any word which is related with write. Okay. So here one I am able to see can write. So here can write. So I can write to the file. Here I want to create a new file. So it is I am feeling that because na we are going to create a new file. Okay, within 10 minutes I will create complete. So I am going to create a new file. Create a new file. Okay, nice. So this is the method. So I told you that method always having what? Brackets, otherwise parentheses. Click one. Now, okay, after that, semicolon. Now this method accessed, create new file method, that method accessed with the help of this object by creation of, now this method is called object method. You can simply write here, this is what object method. So now that method, I told you that method will be accessed in two ways. One, by the object name, otherwise class name. What is our class name? Where is the class name? If you want to access this method, if it is a class method, you can simply write this as a file dot create new file. But this is the object method. Okay. Now, here within this, we need to write the code like this. In this constructor, I told you that this is a constructor, nothing but is a special method. It is a special method. It is a method. Okay. Special method. Method means what? Why it is method? Because always the method or function having brackets, parentheses. So now here in this bracket, put a file name. Create any file name like what, file name, that file name dot text. This is my file. Okay. I want to create this file. Okay. Now So up to this, okay, I have done, written the code. How many lines? One is this one, and object created. So somewhat progress I have done as per the students asking that, sir, how to create the logic to write the code. So step by step I am going by algorithm, step by step. Na? So once now file is created, file name is what? This one. Okay. Now, but I have used this method. Okay. Now, so how do I know that file is created? How do I know that file is created? So we can use the if else methods. If else methods. Okay. So try to understand. So write if. Okay. If always will be this condition must be, if you write this is the actual syntax. If. Okay. If block will be ended with the colon. Okay. Now within this, write a condition. Condition is what? Condition. We need to create the condition like this. Okay. How can we create the condition? Condition. First of all, we write the algorithm. We will write the algorithm like this. Create a condition. So if file is created, you write like this. Okay. So if file is created, condition you need to write it. If file is created, uh, okay, print a message. Message shortly I am writing here, message. If file is created, first our if condition needs to check this file, whether file is okay, file found, okay, print a message, file is created. File is created. Okay. Otherwise, file not found. Okay. So like that, some message. So if block will be used, we need to by if block. If we need to use, so as a programmer, if you have studied if else statements, they will be used for condition checking. First condition, if first condition is okay, so that printout will be printed. So if that statement is not okay, next if else if. First condition start with if. So under if that condition is okay, printout will be taken. If that condition is not okay, else if, next statement will be checked. Okay. If second statement started with else if, that is not okay. So compiler looks for next statement. So finally else is what? Last statement. So if all the starting and second, third statement, so whatever the statements you have written one by one, if they are not, you are not compiler, compiler is not able to, they are all the false statements. So it goes for the last statement, else statement. So that is if else block. So you need to understand that structure of if else if else structure. What is that? Okay. So in programming, it is very, you need to go for step by step. Until that, you want to go for shortcut, na? So you will get errors and you will be in confusion. And you go for, I'm getting trouble. I am not able to generate the logic. So many troubles I am getting. You feel like that. Okay. Don't do like that. So now here, condition, try to understand what I'm doing here. You write like this condition, okay? So you copy this one, okay? You cut, total cut this one. Cut, you put here inside of this if block. So now what do you mean of this? File is created. So if object file dot create new file, okay, then what happened? So you remove this one, okay. Now open brace, close brace. For this if block condition you have, this is our condition, first condition. As I told you that if block will be used to check back first condition. If obj file object dot create new file, okay, means if new this method will be create new file, it is a method of object file, object created for this class. Where is our class? The file class. What is the use of this method? To create a new file. To create a, if you keep the mouse here, you will get all the, what is the use of this file? Okay, this file throws an exception, throws IO exception, input output exception. So this create new file method, it is part of your file class. So it throws exception. So once it is clearly compiler stating that input, there is a chance of IO exception. Throws keyword will intimate you that there is a chance of exception. If throw keyword used there, that is the difference between throw and throw keyword in Java. Throws means there is a, this under this method, exception may be raised. Okay, there is a chance. There is a chance. Okay, if throw keyword is there, so surely it throws an exception. Okay, so that moment you need to do, I told you that you need to keep what blocks we need to keep? Try and catch blocks. Try and catch blocks. Clearly, it's a program, na? So whenever you are writing the program, na, so that compiler will give a lot of help to you. So once you feel that you are clearly compiler stating that compiler, not compiler, compiler, whenever it compilation time, it will give the errors, but it is what some type of help whenever you keep over any method, any class in whenever you are keeping whatever you are generating under this is what input output package, what is the use of this package and what is the use of this class. Okay, like that. So here, whenever I have kept my mouse over this method, so